Hello everybody, Eric again. Like and subscribe. Here we go. Let's read about Isis of the Suebi and Roman historian Teticus's 1st century CE book, Germania. Tacitus describes the veneration of what he deems as an Isis of the Suebi, due to Tacitus' usage of interpretatio Romana elsewhere in the text. His admitted uncertainty and his reasoning were referring to the veneration of an Egyptian goddess by the Suebi, a group of Germanic peoples. Scholars have generally held that Tacitus' identification is incorrect and have debated what goddess Tacitus refers to. Attestation. In Chapter 9 of Germania, Tacitus employed interpretatio Romana, a process in which what an author deems Roman equivalents are listed in place of non-Roman deity names. Says that the Suebi principally venerate Mercury, and that they regard it as a sacral to offer him both human and non-human sacrifices on specific dates. Unapproved. The Suebi also worship Mars and Hercules, whom they oppose by offering animals in a traditional manner. Tacitus adds that a part of the Suebi, however, venerate Isis, although he admits that he doesn't know who worship of Isis could have been imported. Latin: Pars Sabrorum et acidi sacrificat on casa et orego Peregrino sacro, horam compuri, nisi, quad, sagnum, ipsum, in modum, Ibernae, fergerantum, decet, advocteum, religionum. Burley translation. Part of the Suebi sacrificed to Isis as well. I have little idea what the origin or explanation of this foreign cult is, except that the goddess's emblem, which resembles a light worship, indicates that the goddess came from abroad. Wives translation. Some of the Suebi sacrifice also to Isis. I cannot determine the reason and origin of the foreign cult, but her emblem, fashion in the form of the Liberian ship, proves that her worship comes from abroad. Theories and interpretations. While Tacitus, Mercury, Mars, and Hercules are generally held to refer to Odin, Tyr, and Thor, respectively, the identity of Isis has been a matter of debate. In his translation of Germania, scholar J.B. Wibbs comments that while in Tacitus' time, the cult of Isis was widespread and is well attested in provinces on the border of Germania, Tacitus' identification are problematic because the cult of Isis seems to have spread from Greco-Roman culture. Wibbs comments that most scholars believe that Tacitus has misidentified a native Germanic ritual that bore some resemblance to a well-known Isaac ritual that involved a ship. In a 2012 paper, Joseph S. Hopkins and Hakar Borgerson purpose a connection between a veneered goddess, particularly Phrygia, and the ship's symbolism of the Isis of the Suebi. The two propose that Old Norse texts mentioning Folkvanger and Susmanir present an image of a ship in the field, implying a strong association between Phrygia and ship imagery, particularly the stone ships of Scandinavia. See also Budahena, a Germanic goddess mentioned by Tacitus in his Annals. Nerthus, a Germanic goddess mentioned by Tacitus in his Germania. Reginator Omenam Dos, a Germanic god mentioned by Tacitus in his Germania. Tamphana, a Germanic god mentioned by Tacitus in his Annals. Itis Germanic, a Germanic divine female being, cognate in the North Germanic Desire. Dasablat, a North Germanic sacrifice holiday held in honor of Desire. Bye for now.